Hi there, I'm Abhinav, and this is a demo video for the prototype that we are working at currently at Zenlor. So, this is the landing page for the product. It is the main dashboard, which basically lists all the style codes in a tabulated format and shows information related to the style code, as in the brand, what kind of product it is, when was the order confirmed, what is the order quantity, how much the manufacturer is going to make, when it is supposed to be delivered by, and finally the status column. So the idea behind this dashboard, the problem that this dashboard will help solve for manufacturers is that this would give the manufacturers visibility at a style code level on the raw materials, whether they have been ordered, whether some of them have been ordered, all have been ordered, whether they are in-house, so that they can optimize their production properly. Now, just to clarify here, style code is basically the SKU equivalent of, it's basically the SKU equivalent in fashion and apparel industry. So this data here, we have created a feature to upload this data using a CSV because a lot of our users are using Excels to manage their data. So to easily onboard them here. Now coming to the status column, currently we are seeing no bomb and not ordered. So not ordered, as it is, it's quite self-explanatory that whatever the raw materials are required to manufacture this style code, they have not been ordered. It gives that visibility to the manufacturer. As well as the status of no bomb, it means there are no materials attached to this style code yet. Once the user uploads the materials, the status would of course go into not ordered. Now, I'll show you how the status moves. So basically there are 5 statuses. We can see 2 here, no bomb, not ordered. Once we start ordering materials, like we order some of the raw materials required for the style code, the status would go into partial ordered. Once we are done ordering all the materials, the status would go into fully ordered. And upon the receipt of these raw materials by the manufacturer through their suppliers in their warehouse, the status will move into all in-house. Now, how are we achieving these statuses is by managing 2 basic workflows here. One is the purchase order creation workflow. The ordering happens through the system, and the end output is basically a purchase order is created, which is used as a document, and it is sent by the manufacturer to their suppliers to get the raw materials. And the second is something called GRN, a goods received note, which is basically done upon the receipt of these raw materials in the factory, as in what was ordered. We show them that, and they can enter how much is received, how much is accepted, right? How much is moved into inventory. I'll be showing these flows in this video itself. So let's go ahead. Let's select this particular style code and go to its BOM, the bill of materials, which is nothing but a comprehensive list of all the materials required to manufacture this style code. We have tried to capture the category and types of materials and put filters here for easy and easy visualization of the data and improving the workflows. So out of all these materials, let us say I just want to order fabric now. So I can put a filter of fabric here, right? And we are seeing required quantities here. These are basically being calculated using the make quantities here. We are doing a calculation on the make quantity, the consumption, and the wastage percentage. All these fields are editable, and once we edit it, the quantities will update as you just saw. So, as I was saying, let us just select fabric and try to order these materials. So we'll select these 2 rows and try to create purchase orders for them. On this page, we are seeing the pending quantity and we'll enter the purchase quantities. Right. I'll enter the rate for this fabric. Let us say it is 35 per meter. The supplier is giving me a discount of 5%. The tax slab for this is say 12%. So as you can see, we are adding some fields and some of the fields are non-editable because these are being calculated by the system and being presented on the UI here. And finally, we select a supplier. So say textiles, right? And this supplier dropdown actually has a search functionality, so I can just type textiles and it'll throw me all the suppliers. And I can create multiple POs, as in if I put different suppliers, it will create more than one PO. If I choose the same supplier both places, so system will understand that only one purchase order has to be created. In here also, let me just put the data. For this, let us say the rate is 40. Let us say there is no discount. The tax slab here, again, let's keep it 12%, right? This is the delivery date, as in when is the delivery expected for this material. We are capturing it here so that we can build additional features on top of it down the line. So I've set the delivery dates. Now we are ready to create purchase orders for these. So I'll select these and we'll create purchase orders in a single click. So we get a message saying the purchase orders have been successfully created, and we can see these purchase orders in the procure tab here in this cider menu. There is some menu purchase orders. So these are actually the two purchase orders that we have just created, and the user can download these purchase orders. It will download as a Excel, which can very easily be converted into a PDF for printing and sending across over emails to the suppliers. So as we can see, we have all the data here, and this is the purchase order, right? Going back to our style dashboard, now as you can see, the status is changed from not ordered to partial ordered, since we have already purchased the fabric, but there is still some left. So let us try to complete the purchasing of all materials, right? We're back on this page, and I just want to order whatever is there. So I select all of them without any filters or anything. I'll go to this page, and system intelligently sees, okay, that fabric is already ordered, so it won't show it again here, but it will show the rest. So let us just put quantities greater than what is required, because if we put less, the status won't move. The ordering is not completed. It's not just on the number of items, it's the quantity at material level as well. So let me just quickly put the quantities which are greater than the required quantities here. Right. And I'll skip adding this rate and everything, it's not necessary. And this time I'll choose just one supplier for all of these, just for simplicity. Right. Select all the materials. Again, one click to create a PO. So in the purchase orders page, we can see the purchase order is created here. If we go to the style dashboard, the status is now changed to fully ordered, as all the materials that were required have been ordered in quantities of at least the required quantity for each material. So this completes the purchase flow. Now let's move on to the inverting of materials, basically the GRN flow, goods received note. So we can go to this tab here. The user can navigate here, right? And they'll see all the materials that have been ordered, right? And they can start putting the received quantity. This is the order quantity, what was there in the purchase order. You can put the received quantity. Anything rejected, because what we realize speaking to the users is that a lot of times there are quality checks which happen once the materials in the factory and the rejections happen. So we wanted to capture that, put a rejection reason, right? And system will calculate the accepted quantity. So I'll put received quantities. We can put less, more, that is not an issue in comparison to what was ordered. For the sake of this demo, I'll keep the quantities same as what we have ordered, right? Maybe in this case, let's just add more. We added 3500, 4000 were received, and let us say we rejected 500. Ultimately, it show 3500. So accepted quantity is basically what is going to move into the inventory. Right. So this column, which I'm currently filling, it is the rejection reason column. Uh, in the current version of this prototype, it is mandatory for every entry. We'll of course improvise this, but yeah. So all the data is ready now. All these goods have been received. The raw materials are received, and we'll be saying invert the items. Basically, move them into inventory. Right. Again, one click here. Multiple materials across multiple purchase orders can be inverted. So it says GRN done. Now let's just go back to the style dashboard. Right. Now, if you look at the status, it says all in because we had ordered the required quantities and now we have finally moved them into the inventory. So that covers the demo for the prototype. The idea we are trying to test is, does this add value basically to the manufacturers, giving them visibility at a style code level on the raw material, because this was highlighted as one of the biggest pain points which leads to disruption in production, because a lot of times there is not clarity on which raw material is available, is it available or not available. So the idea is to basically give greater control to the manufacturer uh, on the status of their raw materials, and achieve that by integrating their current business workflows, namely two of them here, creating a purchase order and doing a goods receipt note. So purchase order, as I mentioned earlier, is a document which manufacturers will send to their suppliers. A GRN document is something that manufacturers will use internally, their finance teams will use internally to make payouts to the suppliers. So that covers the demo. Thank you so much. Have a nice day. Bye bye.